Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Now there is another video to come today as well. You're going to get 3 today, you lucky so-and-sos. And the next one is also about EA, and it's also going to take the piss out of them. But what I want to say right from the get-go, before I get into this video, is I'm not taking the mick out of inclusion here in gaming. I'm not taking the mick out of diversity in gaming here. What I'm going to be taking the mick out of is how piss poor this survey is, how loaded this survey is, how it's been created with a very specific agenda and narrative, and this person knows that, and how it plays all the cards, all the woke cards, in order to get their narrative across. Not their point, their narrative across. And then after I've taken the mickey out of it all, at the end of the video, I'm going to give some serious commentary on where I truly believe inclusion and diversity belong in the gaming industry. Okie dokie. So I just wanted to get that out of the way to begin with. Now let's take the pick. Okay. So this is done by EA's Jenny Shi, and it scares me. It actually scares me that they can do things like this. Now, she is EA's Global Analytics and Insights. Sure, whatever. And it goes with the heading of what inclusion means to players. Okay. I was in middle school when Super Smash Bros. Came out on the N64. To say that I love this game would be an understatement. Anyway, she goes into saying that she loved it so much, she trained because she wanted to take part in a competition. I spent weeks before the event perfecting my combos, and was ready to take on the competition. As the event got started, one of the guys in the crowd smirked at me and said, "Get out of here! Girls don't game!" Wow. Can you just smell that toxicity coming off that guy? I'll never forget how much his words stung as his buddies laughed at me. Jenny is a victim. This is how she starts her article. She immediately paints herself as a victim. Jenny wants sympathy. Jenny is a target. Jenny is repressed. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. She then says, I nearly got up and left, but some other guy yelled, "Just let her get on with it." Whether that story's true or not, who knows? Who knows? Anyway, she attributes that person from standing up and saying, "Let her play," to her love of gaming. I mean, to me, that sounds like utter horseshite, but never mind. So, let's go into the... Now that we've established Jenny's motive, she's a victim. Let's get into the actual thing itself. A little about the research. No, Jenny, there probably should be quite a lot about the research, considering this is your study. Inclusion can mean many different things for the purpose of this research. Alrighty. We provide the following examples to better define inclusion. Being able to customize your character to have a wide range of skin colors and body sizes. Oh, right. So like every MMORPG, apart from WoW, which has got very rigid ones, pretty much every MMORPG out there, dating all the way back to... Again, I used this as an example a couple of days ago. I'll use it as an example today. Phantasy Star Online, where you could have any color of character and you could have any size of character, from thin to really fat, from tall to really small. So stuff which has been going on for 20 years plus, Jenny. Okay. Stories or plots with culturally diverse characters. This is loaded. Why? Because it only matters if it's relevant to the game. I know, funny that, really, isn't it? If it's relevant to the game, then absolutely. If it's not relevant to the game, no. It doesn't need it. Anyway. Healthy and friendly in-game chat experiences. Yeah, well, good luck with that one. But there are still many functions in place with every game where you can report harassment and you can mute/block people. To get a healthy and friendly in-game chat experience, that is saying to me censorship. I only want to hear what I want to hear. If somebody says something which offends me, which isn't necessarily wrong, by the way, somebody having a contrary opinion or point of view, I want them dealt with. So this is a very loaded one again. That is actually promoting censorship. Offering features that allow those with special needs to play. And again, another loaded one here. And why is it loaded? Because, look, I think VR is probably going to be one of the best ways to include disabled people that have special needs to gaming. I think it's a technology which really needs to be developed and looked at. And I know it is to some degree, but I think it's a long ways off right now. I think there are, I really want to see more disabled gamers in game. I want to, and not through like wokeness or diversity or inclusion. I just want it because I want everybody to get involved in what can be a wonderful experience. And we have seen some incredible stories of people with special needs, people who are disabled, lost limbs, paralyzed, all these wonderful stories of how they have been able to play gaming and access gaming. But like I said, if we really look into virtual reality and stuff like that, it's something for the future. But in terms of what we can do right now, it is very difficult. It is really difficult with most games being created for keyboard, mouse, and pads. So it's really not the game per se that needs to include them. It's the peripherals to allow them to get involved in the games. So again, loaded narrative there. The findings outlined below are from an online survey sent out to US gamers, so just one country, by the way. In May of 2018, 2,252 individuals took the survey. That's all this survey is. 2,250 odd people. That is it. And she is going to now base her verbiage on all gamers because of these 2,250 people. Agenda! So this is now going into agenda territory. By the way, the US gaming industry last year was the biggest industry. $146 billion or something it did. Bigger than Hollywood by a country mile. Massively bigger than Hollywood. But, 2,250 people are now going to tell us everything. And their ages range from 13 to 54 years. Now, before you say, hey, Az, come on, the 13-year-olds do play games. That's a bit harsh. Wait for it. Who own and play games on console/PC and who are decision makers in entertainment purchases. Hey, Mummy, I would like to get Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm sorry, honey, you're only 13 years old. Mummy, STFU? Okay, I'm a 13-year-old decision maker on entertainment purchases in this house. Oh, piss off. This is now getting so beyond laughable. Key takeaways. The results from this research set the record straight. They set the record straight. These 2,250 people, they set the record straight. That 13-year-old sets the record straight. Pathetic. Here are some key takeaways. Inclusion is a pressing concern for many players, and backlash comes from a minority. What does that mean? Break down what this means. Inclusion is a pressing concern. How? Why? In what context? None of this is provided. Loaded statements. Meaningless rhetoric. Agenda. Jesus wept. Representation is getting better in the industry, but needs to be authentic. Oh, was that the 13-year-old that told you that? Or was it 14? Maybe the 15-year-old? Oi, chihuahua. Fixing disruptive behaviour and toxicity is more important than ever. Oh, you mean censoring people that have different opinions than you? Because that's what it is. Because all the things, all the criteria are in place right now. And that's why I had to go at Final Fantasy XIV. And I got set upon by the victim brigade. Oh, I bet you just stand in the city and yell out gay slurs. What? Where did you get that from the fact that I said all the mechanics are in place to mute people and report people? And they are already. So this here is censorship. Censorship is more important than ever. People with different opinions to me, they need to shut up because I'm just a little snowflake. Despite having interest in playing games socially, female players face more barriers to playing online multiplayer. Why? What barriers? Where's your evidence? Where's your context? Was it the 13-year-old again? Is it actually a 13-year-old female? What is the context of this? These are just loaded statements with no support, no evidence, no facts. Because this article is about an agenda. Ay, ay, ay. It turns out that inclusion isn't just nice to have in game. In fact, a majority of the 2,250 people that were surveyed say that she's just put here of players, you know, loaded again, narrative driven. It's important for them that games are inclusive. Again, no context, nothing provided. Tell us how likely you are to play a game if developers add inclusive/features/content to it. Inclusive features/content to it. Well, actually, it's like not bothered, really. The majority are like, not bothered. 45%, yeah, I'm likely to pay. 55%, yeah, not bothered. Not bothered. Why? Okay. Because inclusion has to be relevant to the story. There was an IGN article recently where he was talking, some moron, absolute buffoon, was talking about Days Gone. And he said, I just felt like it was another white guy doing a white guy story. Number one, what's a white guy story? Can you elaborate? Number two, if you were sick of another white guy protagonist, where is your argument to say that it would have been any better with a black person, a Chinese person, an Asian person, a Pakistan person, an Indian person, an Inuit? Nothing. Loaded statements of wokeness that mean nothing. That are just a gender-driven tripe. I just thought this video was going to be a lot funnier than it actually is. It's just turning into a rant. But this is what they say. They just say loaded statements and they offer nothing. The IGN person offered nothing as to why it would have been better served. And if you say, well, how would it be better served as? Well, let's just say it was in let's say Days Gone, for example, was actually set in a predominantly black area of America, and yet the protagonist was white. Then the IGN person could have said, well, actually, it's set in this state of America, which is, predominantly black. Therefore, it actually would have made more sense to have a black character as the mainly, and actually put a constructive argument together. But no, it's just another white guy with a white guy story. And I'm just sick of this. How many woke points did I get? Do I have enough to get a soy-based latte? So even here, they're just like, meh. And these are her studies. These are her graphs, which she's now putting together. Graphs, percentages of nothing, of meaningless nothing. The good news is that our research shows over half of players report seeing more diverse audience represented in video games within the past 2 years. What? It doesn't matter unless it's relevant. I was shooting zombies the other day, right? And you'll never guess what. What's that, mate? There were 3 black zombies, an Asian zombie, and a white female. I'm so proud. I'm so proud to be a gamer. Just an absolute nonsense one. And I'll get onto a couple more and then I'll wrap this up. Right. More options in character customization to help people feel unique, such as adding quirks and they got ticks. And physical nuances to characters' teeth. or being able to create characters who look biracial. You can do it! Anyway. Have you ever been into a character creation screen in a game before? What's her name again? Hold on. Jenny, you're useless. Useless. The ability to create and play characters with LGBT identities. If it's relevant to the story and the game. Right. Jenny, I don't know if you're from the block or not, but let's just assume you are. Jenny, this might come as a bit of a shock to you, but when I play a video game, right, the furthest question from my mind, and this might just be me, but the furthest question from my mind is, I wonder what he does with his genitalia. Oh, I see this guy shooting zombies here. I wonder what he does with his penis. I mean, does he put it in a Vargu? Or does he place it into a bum-bum? Yeah, that's not what I'm thinking. Nobody cares. It's like the whole Apex Legends thing when they came out and they said that Bloodhound was, what was she? She was non-binary. And Gibraltar was gay. How does that affect the game? Doesn't at all. But people can identify. No. Nobody. Your 0.1% of people are going, I'm going to play them because they're non-binary. Everyone else is like, no, I'm playing that character because of their skill set, and I'm playing that character because I'm. It's absolute meaningless tripe. And the survey goes on. I'm going to link it. Her findings go on, and it's just all nonsense. It's just nonsense. Absolute drivel. So feel free to check it out. I think it's embarrassing more than anything when surveys have such a low representation in terms of how many people take it, and then the author who's already come into it with an agenda, a quite clear agenda from the get-go, is just literally manipulating the data to say exactly what they want to say, and to use loaded statements with no evidence, no context, no nothing whatsoever. EA, it's pathetic. Jenny, it's pathetic. Really pathetic. But there you go. EA's woke survey and its results. Spoilers, it's a lot of shite. So I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Links, they're in the description box down below, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.